This weekend, we have the 2025 Wildcard weekend. And I, as Unknown Emperor, I have to drop my predictions for what I believe is going to take place this weekend. Luckily for me, I have a team in the race. So one of my stuff is going to be biased. But if you're an avid channel, if you're an avid member of my channel, you already know who the team is. But I'm gonna let you know whenever they come up. But the games start Saturday, January 11th at 3 o'clock. The first game that we have opening us up to NFL weekend, wild card weekend, we have the number 5 seed 11-6 Chargers taking on the 4th seed 10-7 Texans. 3:30 Saturday in Houston. And with this game, I do not believe in Houston. I do not believe in Houston. They have been shaky. They have been inconsistent all year. They have not. CJ Stroud has had more or less the same type of year. The ball's just not bouncing in his direction. He's not having that extra bit of time. He's not having that the receiver catch the ball. He's having those tips. He's having those balls that would normally get tipped and hit the ground. They're getting tipped and intercepted. The blocks that would normally hit last year, they're getting missed this year. I feel as though he has a sophomore slump more or less based off of the type of impact he's having visually. But as it comes to that, they're still playing inconsistent. But when you take it to the Chargers, on the other hand, when it comes to the back half of the season, they have been playing very consistent. Justin Herbert has been, him and Lad McConkey has been hooking up in that offense. Him and Jim Harbaugh have been putting that offense on show. And it's quick stuff. It's dink and dunk here. It's quick pass here. It's out route here. It's run the ball with JK here. Drop it here. But they are executing at a high level. This is the first time in a while that I am going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. And now that we're bringing it up, I hope everybody in Los Angeles is okay. I hope all your homes is going to be better. And if you're not okay, I hope you do get okay. I'm sending well thoughts and wishes to everybody in there, Los Angeles, everybody that has lost homes, lost people, lost dogs, anything of that nature, anybody that has lost anything or losing currently. Well wishes out to you. Wish you nothing but the best. Next game that we have on Saturday, closing out the Saturday slate of games, we have the 6th seed 10-7 Steelers taking on the 3rd seed 12-5 Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, and they just played last week. And I feel like it's going to be a repeat. I don't think that Pittsburgh is going to have the Lamar Jackson seeing ghost. But in the same breath, I don't believe George Pickens has as bad as a game that he had the last week of the season. Come on. He didn't have anything. He had little to nothing. I had just about as what he had, and I was sitting down at home. There's no way that he has another game like that. Mike Tomlin is not going to let that happen. So this game is going to be more of a closely contested divisional game between two AFC North opponents who really know each other, that have played off in the playoffs multiple times. They have played 3 times in a year so many times that they are used to this. I feel like Lamar Jackson overcomes these demons that is the Steelers, and he gets a playoff win over them. Mike Tomlin goes back to the drawing board when it comes to the team. This has a potential to be an upset. Every game has a potential to be an upset, especially with this being a divisional game with the teams that know each other so well. But I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. That takes us into our Sunday games, which starts off with the 7th-seeded Denver Broncos. I want to say, what are they? They were 10-7. 10-7 Denver Broncos travel to the 2nd seed Buffalo, who are 14-3. No, they were 13-4. They were 13-4. My bad. I'm sorry. 13-4. 13-4 Buffalo Bills. I think Josh Allen gets the dub here. Josh Allen gets the dub here, and they go on to face Baltimore next week. Bo Nix put on a great season. Sean Payton put on a great season. They achieved higher than what anybody was expecting them to achieve, but it's time for them to go ahead and hang it up. It's over. It's done. You finna get ready to head out to Cabo, which is perfectly fine. I feel like this is going to be closer to what everybody is thinking. I feel like this is going to be close enough to where people have a little fear in their heart. Like, oh my goodness, can the Broncos really win? But I don't think that the Broncos come out on top. I feel like it's probably a field goal game. Probably a field goal game. It's crazy if it's a field goal game the other way. Like 27-24 Broncos win type ordeal. But for the sake of it, I am taking the Buffalo Bills to beat the Denver Broncos. For our 3 o'clock game that week, we have the 7th-seeded 11-6 Green Bay Packers taking on the 2nd-seeded Philadelphia Eagles sitting at 14-3. These two teams met in Brazil the first week of the season, where Philadelphia Eagles came out on top. This week, they're traveling to Philadelphia, where the same shit is gonna happen. Jalen Hurts is now healthy. Jalen Hurts has cleared the concussion protocol. And when the Philadelphia Eagles are healthy, they are by far the most complete team in the NFL. And they are right now the healthiest team in the NFL. Jordan Love tends to play well whenever it comes down to December, January time. He is not at 100% right now. They did lose Christian Watson, who is an amazing deep threat receiver. Not saying that they cannot go deep, but they did lose a weapon in the last game of the season. Jordan Love is not at 100%, and Josh Jacobs is running the air out of the ball. But our run defense is one of the best run defenses that you can possibly have. And Saquon Barkley might be a little angry that Nick Sirianni did not let him go for the record. I don't know, Saquon Barkley for 150. Maybe it's just me. Saquon Barkley for 150. 150, Saquon Barkley. But I do feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the Green Bay Packers and host a game next week. In my opinion, it's going to be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is the next game I'm about to cover, which I'm afraid I don't want to face Tampa Bay. I do not want to face Tampa Bay. There's something about Tampa Bay that they always whoop our ass. I don't know. It's happened so much recently. The Seahawks, Tampa Bay are two teams that I just don't. They just fuck us up somehow at the most important time. But the Sunday night game for Wildcard weekend is going to be the 6th seed, 12-5 Washington Commanders taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tampa Bay is the 3rd seed, sitting at 10-7. They won the NFC South. Some people might call it an upset. I just think the better team is going to win. I feel like Tampa Bay is going to beat the Washington Commanders. I feel like Tampa Bay is going to beat them. I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game. Two teams that just really say to hell with defense. Let's put up these points. Baker Mayfield is going to sling it. Jaden Daniels is going to sling it. They have, one team has a running back by committee. The other one has Brian Robinson Jr. and Jaden Daniels to rely on. Both of them have a nice core of receiving. One of them has Mike Evans. The other has Terry McLaurin. Mike Evans has a chance to go up against Marshawn Lattimore again. It might be a Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson moment. I'm hoping it's not. But it might be a Andre Johnson, Cortland Finnegan moment. But in the sake of my predictions, I am going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Which leads me to the last game of the wild card weekend. And it is the 14-3 Minnesota Vikings taking on the 10-7 Los Angeles Rams. They are going to Arizona to fight. They're going to Arizona to play their game because of the fires that's happening in California. I feel like Los Angeles is going to win. The Rams is going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. The stage is going to be a little bit too big for Sam Darnold. Matthew Stafford is going to be playing with Los Angeles in his mind, and he's going to play lights out. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams. That's pretty much it. I wasn't going to go too much in detail about why I would pick them, but there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. There concludes my predictions, which leads me into my top five things or top five teams that I trust heading into Wildcard weekend. At number 5, I just have Matthew Stafford. He's been here before, done that before. I trust in him, believe in him. I believe in him more than I trust a whole lot of other teams heading into the playoffs. At number 4, I trust the Detroit Lions, even with the litany of injuries that they have on the defensive side. Darren Campbell, Jared Goff, that offense just gives me something to believe in. At number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen has not had the failures in the playoffs that Lamar Jackson has had. I just feel like right now Josh Allen is playing on a different level, and he is the only team that has beat the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Granted, he has not beat them in the playoffs where it matters the most, but they might not have to. They might not have to be the team to beat them. They might not have to be the team to beat them. They might get knocked off beforehand, and it might be an AFC Championship game in Buffalo. I don't know. At number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the second team that I trust the most, or the second best team that I see heading into Wildcard weekend. At number 1, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. I know 2 of the teams that I said are not playing this Wildcard weekend, but we can change it to teams that I trust more heading to the playoffs if it make you feel any better. But with the Chiefs, they're two-time defending Super Bowl champions. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. Is nobody I would trust more in the playoffs than the Chiefs. And there you have it. There concludes my NFL predictions heading into the Wildcard weekend.